By now we know what an angle is. This is now lesson 3. We also know it is measured in degrees, and we also know how to label it. Now for this lesson you need to take out your geometric instruments. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Right, so we will start now how to measure an angle. But before we start with our steps, let us look at our drawing instruments. Now in geometry, we draw different types of shapes to solve problems. Geometrical instruments are used to draw different types of geometrical shapes. Now some of them commonly used geometric shapes are, and I have a basic set of drawing instruments illustrated now. This is our pair of compasses, and we use that to draw circles, arches, and angles. Then we have what we call the divider. That is to measure and compare lengths. Then we have our protractor, and that is the instrument that we are going to use today. That is to measure angles. Then next we have a ruler over there and a set square. Now the set square is used to draw parallel lines or perpendicular lines. At a later stage we'll get to that. And lastly, our ruler, and we all know that the ruler is for measuring lengths of objects and to draw straight lines. Now I want you to also take out your protractor. Take it out and look at it. Okay, keep it next to you. Right, first of all, here we have protractor, and we use a protractor to measure angles. Now we measure angles in units of rotation called degrees. And you can see there, that is our symbol, a little naught, always at the top of a number. Now a protractor has two scales marked on it, both going from 0 to 180. So you see there, there's our naught, right? 10, 20, 30 going right around in clockwise to 180 over there. Then we have another scale, and it starts over here. Okay, where's my, over there, naught, and it goes anti-clockwise, right, from naught right to 180. It is actually marked in multiples of 10, naught, 10, 20, but we have a little one there for 5, and the small ones is units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 over there, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'll just repeat. On one scale over here, the numbers go clockwise. On the other scale, the inner scale, we can say, it goes anti-clockwise. And this is our basis line. Our basis line and our center. Let me just repeat that. This is our center, and this is our basis. Right. Now in this example, we are going to measure angle B. And we use the same approach to measure any angle. Right. So can we say we have this angle here already? So you take your protractor and you place it on this angle. So you turn or rotate the protractor so that its center point, the center point, or yes, the center point lies on vertex B. You can see there, it lies on vertex B. And the baseline, the line over here, there we have it, of protractor on one of the rays. So in this case, it's on BC. Right, so let me start again. You have your angle ABC. You take your protractor and you rotate it so that its center point, that point there, lies on vertex B, and the baseline on one of the rays. In this case, it is on BC. Now you follow the scale. And you see here, we start with, you always start counting from naught. Because in this case, it looked like it's 165. But you do not take that reading. You start by naught. So you follow the scale until you reach the other arm. Right, so we start. Naught, 10, 20. There's 20. But there's another few units there, and it's on 5. So it's naught, 10, 20, and 25. Right. So we use the scale where the 0 is on the ray of the angle over here. It's on the ray, and we start counting. Naught, 10, 20, and we count the units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and B is equal to 25 degrees. Okay, next one. You see the angle? It's like this. It's not flat. It's P is now, the vertex is over there. And we have PR coming down like this. And P is going that side. Take your protractor and try to rotate it. We rotate it and we rotate it until the baseline is on one of the rays, and in this case on PS, and the center point is on P. You see there? So you rotate it until you get the center point on the vertex and the baseline, this line, the baseline on one of the rays. Now you start counting, and you always start counting from naught. And we start there. We can see there is naught. Naught, 10, 20, 30, 40. Here's 40. There's 45 and another 2, and we get 47 degrees. Here we have another angle. This angle is in MO. Rotate, rotate that protractor until the center point is on the vertex M, and the baseline, this line here is the baseline, the naught line, that's the baseline, is on one of the rays, and in this case it's on MO. Right, and we start counting. Naught, 10, 20, 30, 40, and it's on 50 degrees. Okay, so here we have a reflex angle now. So what is a reflex angle? It's an angle more than 180 and less than 360. Now we had a reflex angle already, right? So this part is the interior part, and then we have the part right around B. We call that the reflex angle. Okay, so we start again. This is external, that is, oh sorry man, this is internal here. Internal, that is the external part of the angle. Right, so you put the size of a reflex angle plus the size of the internal angle. So that part plus that part give us a circle, right? Or it gives us 360 degrees. Check again. From there, right around to there, right around there is equal to 360. Here's another example. Right around the point, we have 360 degrees. Okay, now we know that the sum of a reflex angle, the internal, the external, and the internal angle is equal to 360. So the sum of the reflex angle, right? The sum of the reflex angle and this internal angle is equal to 360. All we need to do now is measure the internal angle and subtract that value from 360. So in the following, what is the size of reflex XYZ? This is the internal part XYZ. That is the external part. So we follow the same steps as before. We put or we rotate our protractor in such a way that the center point is on vertex Y, there. The baseline is on YZ. There we have it. The baseline is on YZ. And we start by naught and we move anti-clockwise. Naught, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So the internal angle XYZ, this part, is equal to 100. But we want this part. So that plus this part is equal to 360. So if you only want this part, we will subtract 100 from 360. So 360 minus 100 is equal to 260. Therefore, reflex XYZ is equal to 260. Now I want you to measure the following angles marked with a dash line. You might need to extend some of the line. Now I am not going to help you. You will place your baseline of your protractor on BC, the center point on B, and start counting from naught, 10, 20, 30, whatever, and write it on a piece of paper. Okay. Center point on B, baseline on BC, and start counting. We will start counting naught. We will start counting from here. Naught, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever. Okay. Now we move to the next one. This time you'll have to turn that protractor around, right around. Place the center point on N. Place the baseline on MN. You have it? Okay. Start counting from M right around, from point M there, right around to point O. And we use the inner scale. Naught, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. What do you get? Write it on a piece of paper. Okay. Next one. DEF. Again, keep it upside down. And center point on E. Baseline on EF. On on ED. Place it on ED and start counting. Yes, it can only be 90. Right, we move on to D. I told you around a point, internal plus external give us 360. So I want you to measure only PQR. Okay, so center point on Q, you have it. Baseline on QR, start counting. What do you get? Right? And subtract that from 360. Start again. Baseline and center point. So center point on Q, baseline on QR, start counting. You use your inner scale. Naught, 10, 20, 30, whatever you have, and subtract from 360. Okay. So we move to E. Center point on Y, center point on Y, baseline on YZ, and start counting, the inner reading, no 10, 20, 30, 40, right around till you get to X. Right? Start from Z, right around till you get to X. And write it in or write it on your paper. Around the point. And we start center point on C and baseline on the line or the line segment. So at the top we get X amount. Turn it around and again the same thing. Center point on C, baseline on the line segment, count right around. Yes, so altogether the sum of that two amounts give us, write it in. Let's move to the answers. Our first angle ABC is less than 90 degrees, can you see? And if your answer, if you measured correctly, it will be 50 degrees. I will accept 51 and 49 also. Okay, 49, but it's actually 50. I will accept 51 also. Now MNO, you can see there is more than 90 degrees, but yet it's less than 180. So if you did the job right, then you will get 125 degrees. We will accept 125, 126 and maybe 124 also. Now DEF is equal only to one amount, and that is 90 degrees. You have it right so far? Okay. So reflex PQR, you can see there is more than 180 but less than 360. If you measure that correctly, you will get 30 degrees. You will deduct it from 360 and you will get 330. XYZ equal to 180, and around the point at the top was 180. Oh, sorry, here's something wrong. Around the point is equal to 360. So we scratch out that. Okay. Scratch that out. And it's equal to 360 degrees. Sorry for that one, that mistake. So around the point is equal to 360. Answer 360 degrees. Thank you for another lesson. We will get to the next lesson tomorrow.